today. And a very warm welcome along to the Alpha chapter of BNI. It's nice to see all our substitutes here this morning, and a particular warm welcome to both Stuart and Terry, our visitors here today. My name is Ewan MacLeod, and I am the chapter director of the Alpha chapter. My role is to chair the meetings of the Alpha chapter every week, ensuring that we follow the structured agenda developed by BNI that is proven to maximise the business past in any BNI chapter. On my right is Dave Cameron.
Good morning.
Dave. Dave is the membership coordinator who has two principal responsibilities. Firstly, Dave tracks the performance of the chapter in terms of the business that is passed between our members. Like any good business, we set goals and monitor our progress towards achieving those goals. Secondly, Dave chairs the chapter membership committee, which is charged with the following important tasks: dealing with new member applications, including following up on all references, dealing with any conflicts of interest that may arise within the chapter, administering the policies and procedures of BNI, and most importantly, planning for the future growth of the chapter. On my left is Dave Manson.
Morning.
Dave is the Secretary-Treasurer of the chapter. Dave's job is to administer the subscription payments of the members and to manage the finances of the chapter. Also, I'd like to introduce Hazel Young.
Morning.
Morning, Hazel. Hazel is the chapter's education coordinator, responsible for running a weekly slot to improve our networking skills. BNI is the most successful organisation of its type in the world. There are currently over 3,700 chapters in operation with over 72,000 members. Members of BNI last year passed over 3.3 million referrals, and this translated into over £850 million worth of business being done between the members. Of these totals, over 540,000 referrals were passed in the UK and Ireland, resulting in over £170 million worth of business for our members last year. The philosophy of business of BNI is based on givers gain. If I give you business, you will want to give me business.
There was another item I found on the net. When I saw it, I thought, well, this must be exactly the thing for a BNI. It was entitled The 5 Dangers of Poor Network Timekeeping. But unfortunately, it relates to computer networks. Right? But I didn't read it all, but there was one point in it which I thought, even though it relates to computers, it does tie in with ourselves here at BNI. And I quote, "When the clocks in the network fall out of sync with each other or with the correct time, bad things start to happen. Processes fail, and organisations lose credibility with customers and business partners." And that, I think, is the crux of the matter about the timekeeping. You'll lose credibility with customers and business partners. Bad timekeeping indicates disinterest and inconsideration. It shows for a lack of organisation and an inability to prioritise. Everybody here is an employer. Most of the employers expect their employees to keep good time. You wouldn't be slow in picking them up if they arrive late for work every day. So why should we give any less to our fellow members of the chapter? By arriving in time, we can maximise the open networking time available, giving everybody the chance to meet both members and visitors. Please show your fellow members due consideration and courtesy by arriving on time, as it is by this that everybody benefits. Benjamin Franklin famously said, "Time is money." Perhaps we in BNI should amend this to "timekeeping is money." Thank you.
I'm now going to pass round the business card box. Stuart and Terry, I'm sure you know how this works. This is the box which contains the cards of all the members, and when we go about our daily business throughout the week carrying our BNI card holder, this is a chance to replenish the holder with the cards we're giving out during the course of the week. Okay, moving on to the 60-second presentations. This is the time of the meeting when we give the members a further 60 seconds to educate the fellow members on the types of referrals they're looking for. We should concentrate on our least common denominator, our name, our company, the type of referrals we want, a memory hook, and a benefit statement. Stuart and Terry, if you just let us go past you, once we've all spoken, I will come back to you and ask you to stand and tell something about your own business.
Morning everyone, Graham Hunter from Eddie Hunter Solicitors. We provide a range of legal services from our practice in Sauchiehall Street in City Centre, from wills, trusts, executory, succession issues, remortgages, house purchases and sales of commercial properties and leasing. Our core business is house purchases and sales, and if you know anyone thinking of buying or selling a house or moving at all or remortgaging a house, please let me know. That's Graham Hunter from Eddie Hunter, helping you through life's trials.
Good morning, Sean Duffy from LaserTech. LaserTech supply, manufacture, printer, fax and photocopier cartridges. The products are sold via fully stocked vans and offer a fast free delivery service. Lasertech also has a dedicated cartridge recycling programme, which we can offer up to £10 credit per cartridge. This service is completely free. An ideal referral for me would be, I'm really looking to get into schools, so if anyone's got any contacts, headmasters, headmistresses, etc. in schools, that would be fantastic. Lasertech, looking around for printer and stationery supplies can be a pain in the neck. For fast food delivery, choose Lasertech.
Hi, Hugh Hamill from Tough Systems. We supply, install and maintain integrated fire and security systems. We currently are looking to build our intruder alarm base up. Everybody that you know will have intruder alarm systems. Most of the commercial property you know will have intruder alarm systems. Most domestic houses and domestic property have intruder alarm systems. That's a good source of maintenance business for us, which is something that will help us increase our turnover. So even though it's maybe £200, £300, £400 intruder alarm system, we are interested in installing it, particularly on the domestic market. And we've got an engineer who's very good at that and specifically used for that. So although we're doing a lot of big CCTV projects, which we still continue to do, we're looking to build that part of the business. So if anybody can help us there, that'd be a big help. So Hugh Hamill from Tough Systems. Tough questions need tough answers. Ask for Tough Systems. And by God, it's tough this morning.
Good morning again, Hazel Young of Simply Interiors. Back to basics this morning. Simply Interiors is a mobile interior design service visiting clients in the comfort of their own home. We're an innovative design and supply company creating new looks for homes across Scotland. So if you know MD that wishes a new look for their home, please ask them to give me a call. That's Hazel Young of Simply Interiors, from concept to completion.
Okay, thanks very much everybody. We've got two visitors here this morning. Neither of them are particular strangers to BNI. Excuse me. The first visitor, Stuart Cunningham. Stuart's very kindly agreed to take some photographs today to celebrate our 10,000 referral being passed. He's been invited on by Dave Manson. Dave, do you want to introduce Stuart?
I met Stuart at BNI many years ago. Stuart and his company's now renting space from me, and he's a very good photographer. I'll let Stuart tell you a bit about his business.
Thank you very much. Good morning everyone. Stuart Cunningham, Great Scott Photography. This is a typical kind of job that I do. I simply record along with my colleague Mike here. Events, milestone events. Now, what I'm supposed to do with Kirsty, because I just noticed there's a PR company here, if you don't mind, I'm going on to the home up the road to present the cake to the kiddies. So I'm going to do two types of photo this morning. One aimed for the evening times, which I would imagine will involve some youngsters, and a more business orientated one. And if you don't mind, can I email them to you later this morning, and Kirsty's company can then distribute them round the various medias, which I'm sure they've got the contacts into. Now, websites, absolutely concur 100%, so I'm not going to talk about photography. If you all want to take one of these cards away, which I've had printed up, my website's the thing that does all the damage. Photography is an idiotic thing to talk about. If you just log on, there's 60, 70 examples of work that I've done, and I'll leave it up to the lot of you to make your mind up about referrals. Thanks very much.
Dave, can we have the membership coordinator's report, please?
Yes. It's my pleasure to present the number of referrals exchanged within our chapter. Last week we passed 19 referrals, and we had 2 visitors. The previous week we had 6 dances. Our monthly average last year was 132 referrals, and last month we passed 77. And since the Alpha chapter started, we have passed a total of 9,985 referrals, some of which you can see in front of me here. We have 15 more for the 10,000.
Barry from Barry Adamson Design is a graphic designer. He's located in Queensley in Glasgow, and has been a graphic designer ever since he left art college 20 years ago. He's married to Nolene, has a daughter called Annabelle, aged 10, and the pets, he has 1 goldfish out of the original 4, stubbornly clinging on to life and still survives. His hobbies are foreign holidays, photography and painting. His other interests are films, theatre and the Rolling Stones. Hometown, Musselburgh, has been in Glasgow for 17 years. His burning desire is to get more clients and increase my salary, so that's why he comes here every week. And something no one knows about him He was one of the team that designed the tartan special cans, and I've been out and done a dance with Barry, and I've seen all the photographs around the wall of all the models that he's from those days. His key to success is personality, which is more important than technology, and his road question this week was his first car, which was a minivan with many patches and colours of paint. One day the steering wheel came off as he was driving along, and that called for some quick thinking. Barry, over to you.
Thank you very much, Dave. Firstly, to let you see more samples of my graphic design work, I've made a slideshow to run alongside my talk. Hope you find it interesting. Secondly, thanks to Mike Stark of Runaway Productions for the use of his PowerBook to show this slideshow. The main difficulty in the sales side of graphic design is that not all potential clients are aware that they want graphic design and that they need it. However, they often feel that there is a missing factor in their marketing materials, that they lack spark and originality, but they don't realise that the solution to the problem is graphic design. It's my job to make the logo, letterhead or leaflet eye-catching so that potential customers pick it up, interesting so that they read it, and effective so that they proceed to purchase. Now let's look at what I add to a job. It was a job for an A3 broadsheet leaflet for an open day, sort of a jobs fair. The client gave me some photos, some text and our logo. So this spread shows what there was at the start of the job. And now this is what I did with it. You can see the improvement in presentation and impact. Much more colourful, much more interesting and themed. Graphic design benefits your business and your contacts' business. Please give me the opportunity to solve a problem for them. Thank you.
Okay, now we know more about what both Barry and Kirsty do. Let's do our best to bring them more referrals next week. Moving on, this is the most important part of the meeting. This is where we pass referrals. I'd like the members to stand and say they have a referral, they have a testimonial, or they've had a dance, and you've had a dance with someone. Please tell us one thing that you've learned about the dance.
Yeah, I danced with Jean Cooper this week. Fascinating where how Jean has got to the work business.
I've got 3 referrals.
Two referrals this morning, one for Barry, the company you mentioned this morning, Barry Usher Martin, and one for Kingsley, which I know he's dealt with before he went to New York.
One referral this
Can I
morning.
say that as the 10,000th referral?
3 referrals this morning, one for David Bowen for morning, and 2 for Kingsley for surveys that have been done.
I've got 6 referrals this morning.
I've got 2 referrals today.
Dave, can you give the Secretary Treasurer's report, please?
There are no dues due this month, and for the visitors here today, we welcome you to submit an application for membership. Along with your application, you will need to submit your registration fee and membership fee. The registration fee is a one-time investment of £100 and annual dues are £400, plus VAT in both these amounts. A significant saving of 10% can be made if a biannual subscription is taken out at a cost of £720. We would like to compare the value of this investment of £500 plus VAT with the cost of getting business in any other way. The cost of a single insertion of a small display advertisement in newspaper today can run between £200 and £2,000. Sending out flyers by mail can be equally expensive. The small investment to get into BNI is the most efficient and cost-effective way there is to get new business, and there's tremendous value. Membership dues can be paid by cash, cheque, Visa, MasterCard, Maestro, Delta or Solo.
Door prizes. Barry, do you have a door prize for yourselves?
Sorry, I haven't. I shall bring it for next week.
Okay.
No.
Okay, first one is to David Bowen. David, do you want a promise or do you want the prize? Okay, and the second ring, Karen, you're in a promise from Barry.
Come in, will you?
Do you think what you've seen here today is a viable way of generating new business for you or your company? If your answer to this is yes, then you should ask yourself if you or your company would like to participate and receive a share of this new business that is going to be generated between the members of this group in the months and years to come. If your answer to the second question is yes, then please see me or one of the team leaders directly after the meeting to obtain an application form to secure your position within the group. Because of our policy of only allowing one person from each profession or trade, the positions tend to fill up very quickly, and you will not only be securing your own position, but will also in effect be locking your competitors from the group. If you don't have a cheque or credit card with you, then to avoid disappointment, I would recommend that you fill out the application and hand it in today, and either fax in your credit card details or write out and fax back today a copy of your cheque, which we'll accept as commitment to join the chapter. A couple of brief things just prior to closing the meeting. The first one is last week's game, which was you were to pass a referral to the person who was sitting next to you. In all the excitement of trying to count down referrals, I've not tracked it, so I'll do that after the meeting, and we'll announce who's won last week's game next week. This week's game is very simple. The two people who came out of the referral reality check, which was Alex and Andrew, and the two people who won the door prizes, Dave and Karen. If the four of you pass a referral to MD in the meeting next week, you have a chance of winning a prize, which is likely to be a simple mortgage's pen. David. Just to reiterate, we are looking for some gimmicks, some prizes, promotional stuff to give out at this part of the meeting, so any donations would be